With such a beautiful river running through our city, that's the River Tees by the way, we need to make full use of it for our transportation needs, but in a respectful way of course. We want to keep our riverside looking beautiful. My hope is that by introducing ferries across the length and breadth of the city, we can encourage less car use, and we all know what that means. Yes, less traffic. If you're excited to see ferry use skyrocket, then leaving a like on the video really does help the channel out, and then grab a cup of tea. Sit back and relax as we dive into Kettlewick. Well, here we go, the beautiful River Tees that runs from one side of Kettlewick to another has just been crying out for ferries to be added to the city. I've seen all of your comments, and by doing this, we're going to give people access from one side of the city to the other and to all the amenities and all the things that they need in between as well. And this is going to be pretty difficult because we have a lot of, bridges running through our city, which as they were put down, let's have a look over here, we just put down at land height. So ferries trying to fit under this is probably going to be very difficult, but that is going to be part of the challenge today. So first of all, let's see where our ferry stops need to go. Right, here's a nice big stretch of water. Let's just see what we get given once you unlock the ferries. Oh, I've got a load of boats added in here in the water tab. I didn't realize I had all of those, and we have the ferries in here as well. This is a new pack. There's a load of new packs that are appearing on PDX, which are fantastic, but we'll get back to those another time as this is what we're concentrating on. So first of all, we need a ferry depot. That is quite a large building. Let's see, where would be a good spot for that? I don't think round the back of Brewstone Castle would be a good idea. We need somewhere where there's a lot of room and doesn't really mind the sort of industrial nature of it. I am thinking over here because we do have a small little industrial area, and we could sort of carve out one of these fields and have it built up there. Yeah, I think this might be an interesting idea. Why don't we do that? Oh, just realised we don't even own that square. That's why I was having problems. I was trying to place it without anarchy on, which is always the preferred method. So we're going to have to buy that one as well. I think we do need a little bit more space here. So let's just grab that height and bring that out. We can always push this back a little bit further as we need it. Oh, okay. Yeah, almost. We're almost there. Yeah, for some reason it's not wanting to go down on there, but what we're going to do is we're going to anarchy that in, which is just exactly the opposite of what I just said, because obviously we need this coming through here. I think that's the problem. So we're going to just sort of monkey with that a little bit. We're going to have that come back a little bit, and then we can work on things as we go along. So that should be good. Give us access to our ferries, and it's got road access at the back, although it doesn't seem to... Oh, okay, right. I see what's going on there. If we just pick of that, upgrade this. There we go, and it won't have that little access on the side. We'll sort the trees, the detailing, and the decorating later. And let's just hope this fills up with water okay and everybody's happy. No waterway connection. Well, you won't have one yet because we haven't done it. So let's take a look at what is made available to us. So we've got the shoreline ferry stop. So that's pretty simple placement. We've got a quay side ferry stop. So that needs to be placed on a quay. We have the ferry terminal, which I believe can be upgraded with a bus terminal as well. Yeah, so that's a lot larger. Got some parking, all sorts of stuff. And then of course we've got our boatway and our ferry line tools. So let's just take a look around and see where I think the ferry terminal needs to sort of go in the center near something large. You know, something large as in something that's going to be attracting a lot of people. Kettlewick Tea Academy is already catching my eye. That's not too far from All Sorts bus station, which is a bit of a terminal in itself. We've got the overground train, we've got the underground subway, we've got the buses, the walking, the biking, probably biking, not much biking going on. But anyway, all of that is near there. So I'm wondering whether this sort of area here could be good with access then over to the Kettlewick Tea Academy and all of that. I'm thinking this sort of place here might be quite nice. Let's see whether it's going to fit on there. It's quite light. Let's turn... Yeah. I mean, could we literally have that right on the corner And where's it going to go? It's not going to go up there, is it? Let's have it right on the corner, like so. Yeah, the ferries aren't going to go up there, so keeping that wide doesn't really matter. And then we can add some road networks on here. What have we got going on? Oh, okay, well, I've made this super difficult for myself because the road access is going to be pretty horrendous. So we'll come back to that because we've got a rail line there, which is pretty slow anyway, because it's just coming out of here and it's going through town. Yeah, I'm just doubting myself if that's the best spot. Oh, do you know what? I'm looking at this little spot here, which would be perfect for the Tea Academy. And it is only, you could say, a short walk down this road if you want to get onto some other uses down there. And it's nearer to the built-up area, perhaps as well, though we will have other ferry stops along there. Yeah, I think we'll keep it there. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. So why don't we start at one end then and work our way up the river and see what we can do. And this is where, oh, we're having problems with our power. Oh dear, what is going on? Ah, we're getting the overload. A bottleneck overload down here, and we got one down there as well. Okay, let me just quickly fix that before we go any further. There we go, all sorted. A couple of power stations, transformers, substations, that's what I'm looking for, and they also needed some more water as well, so I've popped that in. Right, okay, so back to where we were before, all the way down the end here at St. Bourneville by the Tees. We definitely want a ferry stop in here. I'm thinking, we've got a tram stop right there. If we could sort of put it near this, they could get off the ferries, literally jump on the trams, head off around the place, and people would absolutely love it. So could we maybe add a quay wall along here? Yeah, I'm hoping we can just go for a wide pedestrian quay wall and see if that works. If we just hook that into there. Yeah, that's okay. And then can we pop it on here? If I turn off... which one was it? Key. If I turn off snapping, no pedestrian access. Yeah, I think it's going to have to be a road one, isn't it? Could we just upgrade that where it is then? I bet it's not going to let me because it's a different sort. No, okay, well, let's delete this. Let's try adding this one in. And we're going to just hook that into there. Let's do a bit of anarchy. No, that's fine. And yeah, that's flat. Yeah, we'll go with that and then just see, can we add on to that? No. What the heck? It says requires key placement. I've put it on a key twice and it's still not working. Haha, I had the snapping turned off by mistake. So let's just pop that on there. I think that should be good. And then I'm just looking at maybe adding a path along the back, just so if anybody comes in here, they can just walk along and connect to there. Let's just turn off all the snapping. Excellent. So they can get into that section. Let's get rid of that tree. We'll just maybe line a couple of those up. Yeah, excellent. That'll be good. Right, okay. So that's the first one on our route. As we go round here, we're not going to have one into the back of the castle. We've got space to add other ones as and when we need them. What do we have over here? So we've got our big hospital. We've got this big, huge estate. And I'm thinking maybe we could add one around the back of the hospital here, because why not? Yeah, so as I didn't have the snapping on before, and it might have been me that got it all wrong, let's just try with this one again and see whether we can hook up. Well, that'll be the road one. So let's change that for the one that I actually wanted to use. Yep, that works fine as well. So we could have that right there, and that'll give people access in and out, which is fantastic. Again, we could just run a little path up the side here. Let's just curve that round a bit. Well, that didn't curve at all, but that'll be good. Very good. So they can get off there, walk through. We could have a little access through here somewhere. If I can get that in the right spot. Oh, there we go. That was the right spot. Excellent. We'll do that. There we go. Very good. So that's that one. Man, we're going to have a lot of bridges we're going to have to change. So then we're going to come up and connect to this one, which will add... Yeah, let's try and work out what we're going to do for our road down here. So at the minute, this is a road that comes along the top. So I'm wondering whether that could be the road connection. So just for the services and things like that, that could work okay. Let's just use picker. It's an alley. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. So we could run that along the side. Yeah, very good. And we're going to want parking and things on here as well, but we'll get to that in a minute. So we just bring that down there. I think that'll work perfectly well. Definitely we're going to want some parking on the back. So can we upgrade that road to some with some parking? Oh, actually, no, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Yeah, we'll do that and we'll just drag this out. I'll turn anarchy off. There we go. Yeah, I need the anarchy on. So that means I'm going to have to get rid of the trees. Nope, the trees sorted themselves out. A little bit of parking right opposite. Excellent. They're going to need some power and such. So for some reason that hasn't all connected. So if I go like that. Yeah, there we go. Power and water connected. So anybody here could walk over the bridge and walk down. Anybody this side, so we want them to be able to get across here. I'm going to put a temporary bridge across just to remind us, and then we are going to come back here and work on all of these bridges like we said. So let's just bring that into the car park, and then that could easily just connect onto here like that, and we'll sort all of that out when we raise the bridges. We're just getting our stops in at the moment. Okay, so that's going to cover all of this area, access to Kettlewick Tea Academy. Let's continue along. So what I'm thinking is, oh man, I've got a lot of bridges to raise, is over here we want one as well somewhere. So we've got the train station and we've got a bus. Yeah, down here we've got Jaffa Cake Crest bus station as well. I'm always trying to sort of think of getting it near to something else so they can have access to get to other places in the city. This is a fire station. So could we, is that going to be too near? Yeah, I think somewhere around here could work as well. Yeah, so maybe let's go, want a bit of space here. Let's go there. So that gives a bit of space going along, and then we can add any walking paths in that we need. So they could cut through the train station rather than, they could cut through the end here. If we had this, yeah, that ain't going to work, is it? Could we go up and over the top? We're running out of space here, aren't we? I think if we went this end and went up and over the top, that would probably work. I think that'll be okay. We'll sort all the trees out as well so people aren't walking through the middle of a tree. There we go. Excellent. So that gets access into that. What is this thing here? Did not even see that while I was doing what I was doing. Let's just move that over. Perfect. And that tree can go there. Very good. Yes, they can get up and over the top, get access to this. Very nice, very nice. So that's everybody in this area within walking distance, I would say. I'm not going to give access necessarily to the industry. I don't think that will be good. Could we add one? I'm thinking maybe round this side. We're going to have to buy another square. We're buying squares like they're going out of fashion, aren't we? But we can afford them, so it's fine. Yeah, I'm thinking just along here somewhere. So if we could branch out from this key that we've got, that could be quite good. I'm going to make this a key road. So we want to be in here. No, we want to be, where are we? What's going on? Who am I? Yeah, I think having that run through there is good. And then again, we can add the quayside one on. We sort of had it in, where are we coming out of? Out of there. So if we had it maybe this end, like so. Yep, that's fine. And then again, we've got path options that we can run down the side of this building here. We can literally go all the way through. There we go. So everybody's got access to everywhere. Let's add another little path down here as well. There we go. Very good. That could be a park or something like that, couldn't it? And then if we carry on up round this way, I'm thinking the next big place we want to help people to get to is the Morris's supermarket. We've got the hospital, the firefighting. We've got a lot of bigger stuff going on up there. And then, of course, we've got a ton of people that live here. So we've got like nearly 1,000 there. Grove Springs probably hasn't got any. 17. Yeah. Quality Crest. Couple of thousand. We're nearby to, oh, of course, Barney McGrew's Memorial. Hobnob Heights, 6,000 people nearly. So altogether, what was that, 7,000, something like that. So this spot here looks quite good. And again, you've got walking paths and all sorts of things going through. So how far away is that from the last one? Yeah, it's quite a way down the river. So here we could go for the other one, the shoreline ferry stop, like so. And then in here, we just go for like one of these roads across the back? Would that be okay? It looks like, let's try and Okay, I don't want any of that on. I want it to snap alongside the building. Is that the one I want? Yeah, that looks like it's going to overlap it. Oh, no, okay, that's fine. Oh, there we go. Yep, cool, okay. There we go. Excellent. That is good. And then I'm going to put some bike paths down there, but I've learnt my lesson. I'm going to quick auto-save first. And while I'm doing that, I'll have a quick sip of tea. Here we go. Oh, yeah, we're fine. Add all of that in. And then we could pop in some like bike parking and stuff down here would be good. So this is the tab that I want. So maybe just somewhere that you could just store all of your bikes. Just like 2 or 3 of those at the back. Store those, hop on the ferry, and off you go. I think that'll be good. And then just to remind myself when we come back and do some detailing, let's just have a little path. Yeah, we'll go with a crossing. Okay, yeah, we'll just connect that up. What is that there? Oh, that's just a... For some reason, I was thinking that was some other... I saw the line from the power cable and it confused me momentarily. Yeah, so we can connect into there and they can walk and go where they want. And then that's probably as far as we'll go. Yeah, that'll be good. Right, so let me run the narrow boatway. And as we go... Oh, man, this is going to be a job. We're going to see how many of our bridges, all of them, that we're going to have to change to get all of this to work. Right. Okay, so let's do a little test here. This is the first bridge. Without Anarchy on, can we fit the narrow boatway through? No, because you've got the pillars that are in the way. What I am wondering is, if we look up our ferry, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the one, is whether that could fit under anyway. No. So it's definitely going to have to be raised up. So if we just delete like these middle couple of sections there and just see, what I'm thinking is that in some places it might be okay to do Anarchy and get it to work anyway. So we'll see what happens. So then if we pick a one of these, nope, that's the Move It mod. Don't want to be doing that. Pick a one of these. So if we go from here to here without Anarchy on, it's not going to adjust. Oh man, is that how high it's going to have to be? Really? Really? That is nuts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it like it is. And then I think I'm just going to use a little bit of Move It to lift the thing up in the air, rather than try and redraw everything so high that it's just going to be nuts. And then, yeah, once the ferries are running around, oh man, there's so many pillars in here. What's going on? I don't want all of these. Could you just please... Well, oh, darn it. Ah! That's it. Pick the right tool mode and we can get rid of those ones. I think that'll be okay. Yeah, that'll be all right. And then we can just lift the whole thing up and hope that we've done enough. Have we got any other... Oh, we seem to have a few other ones in there. And then hope that we've done enough. And we'll... Whoops. And then once the ferries are running, like I said, we'll come back and make any adjustments. So, yeah, let's continue this along here then. We'll do a little time lapse and we'll see how it all goes. I think this is going to be the hardest one, is doing all of this here. This is going to be really interesting, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. That's basically all I can say about that. Yeah, I'm looking at this thinking, why is this not giving me an option to connect up? We need the ferry terminal pier. So I'm thinking, let's just maybe, yeah, delete this here. Just give ourselves a little bit of an option. And then we'll grab that. What's this one here? That's the bus terminal, which we never added on, which I don't think we're going to use. Can I do that? So if I turn Anarchy off, that's going to complain a bit over there. Oh, you know what's going to happen as well? That's going to dig out the water. I only really want it on one side. What's the shortest we can make it? I mean, if we do that, yeah, hopefully then that's okay. So it's still going to want me to connect this up somehow, which is a bit of a pain. But if we do that, even if we don't use it, you can't see it. So, yeah, okay, we'll go with that then. Where are we going next? All the way around here. And I think that's the end. That is the end. Okay, so let's set up our route then, which is just going to basically run up and down the length of this. Oh, is that going to do some weird hawky-balky turning? Okay, well, we'll have to just go with whatever it does. We'll have this one. Yeah, what I'm noticing is we've only got them on this side, haven't we? we could maybe, do we want one on this? We've got this one that's on that side, although I can't really get this one to hook up just yet. So I'm adding some little blobs there. And then we can come back and do something with those. Yeah. No, I think we'll stick with what we've got, because what have we got over here? So we've got a couple of big housing estates, which I've got access via this one, and then it's in industry. Yeah, I think that's okay. Let me just work out what's going on with this one. Okay, it's sorted. It's all hooked up. So let's just come around here. We'll actually have a look at our lines and just see how many ferries it's going to be sending out. So our line is going to be blue. We'll colour the ferries as we go along. So this is the first inaugural Kettlewick City Ferry. There we go. That's what we're going to call it. Although we are Metropolis, we're going to call it that. So let's wait for the first one to pop out, and then we're going to follow it and let's see what happens. Hey, there we go. Excellent. Right, so let's first of all colour this. Can we recolor it? We can. I mean, the light blue, it's a thing, isn't it? Could we just dial it back a little bit? I think more like that would be good. What are these other colours going to be? That's like a little bit of a... Ooh, I quite like that with the board. Gives like the effect of a wooden board. And what's that? I'm not going to worry about that one. Okay, let's grab that. And then can we paint that on others as they come out? We can. All right, let's do that and hopefully grab them all. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. Man, this is a lot of ferries. I think there's a couple in there. Yeah, there we go. They were cheating me. I don't think we need all that many ferries. So Kettlewick City Ferry. We've got 7. I don't know, 6. I just like the even number. So let's follow this one up here all the way to the end. And then as it comes back, here it is, we'll see, yeah, how everything goes. Right, first bridge coming up. Can it go under the bridge without any problems? Let's just hang on to your hat. No. All right, let's sort this one out. So that is the height that we need. So that actually gives us a good idea for the future. Yeah, that's, oh, maybe just a little bit. If we go to that, I think that'll be perfectly fine. So then let's follow this along. Hello. Passing his fellow ferry captain. Well, thanks for coming. It's been fantastic following you. I guess you're the one that was sent back after we decided to have 6 instead of 7. Okay, there we go. Let's follow you instead. Yeah, I think they're always going to do that turny round thing because they only let people on the one side. That makes sense, but we'll just have to go with that. Right, here we go. Here is our next bridge, and no, that is just not going to work. So, what could we do here? I think we're going to have to be removing some roundabouts and things to help with this. So if we get rid of this roundabout here, then we're going to have to lift up all of this, aren't we? So we could just get... Yeah, see, there's no node there. We're going to need another node in here for this to work. So I think this roundabout is going to move over. Okay, and we'll try that again. There we go. Move, move, move with a little bit of a stretch. We'll sort those trees out because ideally I want another node in here for the lifting process. Oh, this is going to be interesting. So we do that. So I'm going to just see how high this all ends up. We're going to do that, and then we're going to come down here, and then we're going to do Control H to a node in the middle. There we go. And then we'll go back and we'll spill our tea because the thing's so high. Oh, do you know what? That isn't actually... Don't worry about that. That isn't actually as bad as I thought it was going to be. So we remove that and just watch that go underneath. Yeah, that's fine. So then we just, then we just need to sort this out. I think that is perfectly fine. Let's remove the traffic light from there. We'll leave the crossings on, which is you're coming over the top there. That's a bit of a weird place to have a crossing, isn't it? I think you just end up not seeing anybody crossing over there. So let's get rid of that. And that is not too bad. That is not too bad. Might tweak it a little bit, but let's just go with the flow. Yeah, this one over here is definitely going to need to be lifted up. So let's just grab those nodes and we'll do a Control H to that one. Okay, not too shabby. And it's going that way. Okay, let's just get this one up underneath. I mean, that is pretty good. What I might just do is maneuver this Only want the one node, thank you. Just maneuver that over a little bit. And then just double check that that's still at the height that we want. Yeah, that's okay. That's not too bad, is it? I don't think the train police are going to go mad about that one. Although all of these people having a humongous crash down here, good grief. Might, but anyway, we'll not worry about them. Let's continue. Yeah, this is going to be the fun one. Because this is super low down. Oh, you're stopping over there first, aren't you? Okay, you stop over there while I contemplate what the heck's going to be going on with this. I'm just going to pause and we're going to do a bit of move it again. So let's grab that, filters off, just nodes, and we're going to grab those and not that one there. So we'll take that one out. So we'll go that one, that one, that one, and that one. And then what have we got here? One in the middle. We've got to have one at either end as well. Oh man, Control H to that. Come back and see how bad it is. Again, not as bad as I thought. Although underneath here is a train. So you're going to zoink your way up to that. And the people as well. Thank you very much. Where are you? Yeah, this bridge is a lot lower underneath. So we're definitely going to have to lift this up, I think. Yeah, definitely going to have to lift that one up. Okay, that's fine. Let's do that then. I think that's okay. We'll come back and look at all of that in a minute. This one is perfectly fine with the height. If anything, it could go down a bit. I'm just going to maneuver that over a touch, which is this underneath, just so it doesn't go right over there. Excellent. Right, okay. So then we've got this bit here, which does drop down a spot. Is there any nodes in there? No, this is why it's all acting hawky-balky. So if we grab everything, and then what we'll do is we'll grab this, Control H to the one next to it, and just see. I think that's fine. That is a teeny tiny incline. And again, over here, we could just do a little bit of adding key walls to the side, just to help with how it looks. And then it drops down into the station. I think that's possibly could do with a slight adjustment. Yeah, we're going to get this station, and we're going to get this. And we're just going to shove that over just a spot. Then it means just moving these. I don't know where that was before. I'm going to pop that down there. Yeah, we're doing something totally realistic. We're just moving the entire Earth up just so that curve on the left-hand side isn't too steep. So ideally, I want this to be as close to this as possible without it being too weird. I'm going to come back to that little node in a minute. I think, see, that's not too bad there. It's a nice slope going up. So then it's just this one here, which we could just do that again. Yeah, to get that to connect up. So what I did last time was we grab that. We've got constant slope on. And I've got complex curve. And if we go from there to sort of here and then up there, that shouldn't be too bad. You know what? That is pretty much flat. I'm liking that. Everything else here is okay. That's a smooth slope going upwards. Unless there's anything glaring that I've missed, I think that is pretty darn good. Okay, right, let's follow this chappie along here. Please continue, and we'll see how the next bridge fares. Man, he's flying, isn't he? Okay, yeah, we're going to be doing some lifting here. Yeah, I think they've lifted up okay. I don't think I did this one here. Let's just grab... Yeah, we've got that one node in the middle. So let's pop that one up. Yeah, there we go. That's what I missed. So we can get either end of that, I think, to there. And I think this one's going to need to lift as well. And hopefully, yeah, we'll come back to sorting out that. But that should be okay. Let's look at this side. So here we could add, again, that. Just makes it look a little bit more realistic. It's a shame that this isn't gonna I don't know if we do that. I mean, that could be a thing because you're not going to be too high for that. You'll be able to walk under that. So maybe that's the new thing. Okay, well, let's just see whether this works. Oh, hang on, let's check out the other bridges first. Yeah, I think the Belmont Highway is okay. Again, we could add some of these on the side just to smarten it up a little bit. This side, we don't need it. That's fine. This train line is going to need a little bit of work. Let's just do that on either side as well. I mean, that's okay, that side for a little lift. this is like a bit of a drop, isn't it, down here, but it needs to get under there, and it's quite handy actually we've got a train there, because what we could do is we could raise this up a bit down here and we can see how far down it needs to be for the train. So if we just sort of, oh, actually that really doesn't help, does it? Okay, well that sort of did. There we go. And then if we grab that one and that one, bump that up a squidge. I mean, that is barely a movement. And then do something like that. I mean, it's always going to be a bit of a hill there. At some point, we are going to redo this. But today's not the day. Today's get the ferries sorted day. And then we've got our path. That is pretty much a drop, isn't it? So... yes, wouldn't want to be running down that at full pace, would we? Let's just keep this on smooth slope and get that into there and just see what that looks like. Yeah, that's much better. And down here's okay. We'll just add the side pieces on. There we go. We'll do this one as well because it seems a bit odd. What is going on? It's like dipping down into the ground and comes back up again. It's like a little path. There we go. Little handrail. Okay, I think this one is good to go. That's good to go. That's actually probably higher than we need, but, you know, I'm not going to complain at that. So it'll be interesting to see how you interact with this. So you are going to go in straight sideways. Yeah, okay, that's fine. A little bit of handbrake turning. Oh, here we go. Another one. Right, let's sort this one. Yeah, again, we're going to have to do something about that side. And we're I mean, this isn't like a busy main road. So actually, that shouldn't be too bad. What have we got there? Oh, it's a flying bus. I'm thinking we take one of these. It is actually an alley, isn't it? I think. Yeah. And we try... no, it isn't. Is it? I don't know what it is. Let's grab it. It looks like an alley. Oh, it's EU very small road. Maybe that is a bit of a problem. We're not going to worry about that. And we're going to bring this... like round here and then try and connect it up to the roundabout that way. I mean, I'm thinking something like that, and with a bit of move it, we could sort of drop some of these down a touch. Actually, I think that one, and that one should be the same height as that. Yeah, then that's like a slope and that goes round. I mean, I don't see why not, and I quite like the idea of adding the side pieces on this as well. Just to make it a bit of a solid construction. And woo, the ferry goes underneath. What the heck? What the heck is going on here, people? Come on now. Come on now. There we go. That's fine. And then, yep, let's continue following you. Nice view of the castle on the way past. Okay, here we go. We've got, oh dear, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to do all of these because I just think at some point or another, they're going to just need doing, aren't they? So yeah, let's do these. I think we're going to have a bit of a shock with a couple of these because of the way they connect up. Yeah, this shouldn't be too bad, actually. What is going on with Picker Picker? You're giving me all sorts of trouble, aren't you? Which isn't very good. So what is this road? You didn't pick it. 3-lane one-way highway. That's what we want. Okay, they're roads to nowhere at the minute, so I'm not going to worry about those. And that one, yeah, doesn't go past there. How is all this looking this side? I think this might just need a little bit of work, as will... actually, that's not too bad. Yeah, these don't actually have to be that high at the moment, do they? But I think we're going to do it anyway. Yeah, I think we'll go with something like... oh, grief, it's so wiggly. Like I said, we'll go with something like that. But I don't think, yeah, that is going to work. Let's just turn that one off and go like that into there. Yeah, we'll go with that. That's fine. And we'll just maneuver this tree around a little bit. And I think between all of that, yeah, they can still walk up that way. This is fine. I'm actually a lot happier than I thought I was going to be with moving all of these bridges up. I will sort of go back and check them off camera, but I think overall that the connections that we've made aren't too shabby at all. It wasn't too bad. So I'm going to let this run a little bit, and then we're going to do a little bit of detailing on the ferry stops that we put up. We may add another one. I'll see about that. I'll have a think about it. And yeah, we'll see how well this line is working. This is something I don't like. I'll tell you what's going to happen. These people are going to skateboard down there, aren't they? Can I just maneuver that back and have it not connect? No, I'll just redraw that in. Okay, I'll be back in a few moments. Okay, so everything is running really well. I like looking at this sort of view where you just got so many things moving and stuff going on. I like it. I like it. Let's see how much this line is being used. So we'll pick this one here. Kettlewick City Ferry. There we go. 56%. Excellent. Okay. I mean, about half an hour ago, it was up to 60%. So it's fluctuating, obviously, depending on the time of day. So I'm actually really pleased with that. And we haven't got too many people waiting. So if that ferry moves on a bit, I think, yeah, we hover over that, it's filled. So 100 waiting there. We come around here, 4 waiting there. That's not completely filled. Not so many waiting there. So we could possibly do with another ferry, do you think? What's that? 25. So that one is 47 out of 100. Yep, 0. That's only got 10. This one's filled already before it gets round there. I'm going to add another couple. And I've dropped the price as well down to £1. I'm going to say that's £1. Just, you know, you've got to pay something. Rather than being free like all the other mass transit options like the buses and everything, the ferry's going to cost you £1 and you can enjoy the view. If you could put it down to 50p, I would, but that's what we're going to have. So hopefully that will just keep on top of this, because where is that one? That is, oh man, that is super busy all the way over here. So this is where that super tall bit of road is, but everyone's happily going up and down the road. And so this is Old Town. Yeah, of course it is. This is all the way over here. So there we go. Maybe the next few ferries that come past will take care of that need. But overall, I'm really pleased with the way that that's worked. I was just going to mention as well, I was talking about the graphics on the computer now, because I mentioned I've upgraded my PC. Loads of people are asking what I've upgraded to, so I'll let you know what that is. There we go. We get a nice view. I'm trying to find the ferries. Let's get a nice view with some bridges and ferries. There we go. So yeah, I'm up to a 9950 X3D. I've got 64 gig of RAM and a 5090 graphics card. I tend to sort of upgrade every other level of PC. That is not the right word at all, but every other generation is the word I'm looking for. So I've gone from 2 generations ago, although I did have a 4090, and yeah, the difference it's made to running the game is fantastic. And I was re-looking at all of my settings. By the way, I'm so glad I pulled the trigger on that. I was looking at it before Christmas. After Christmas, the prices on RAM was just, I was like, oh my goodness, if I don't buy it now, it's just, I'm not going to be able to afford it. So I pulled the trigger, got it done. And yeah, really pleased with that. But yeah, the graphic settings that I've got, I was just going to briefly show you. If we go into here, go into graphics. It's not going to show everything, but this is what I'm using at the moment. And the thing that makes the biggest difference is the fog quality settings, which you can see here. Before, I would have had that disabled, and I think volumetrics as well. But these are the only ones I do turn off, just because I don't like the way they look. But if I take fog, so let's just have a look again. So this is what it looks like. Yeah, ignore all the symbols, but you get the idea. And then if we go into our options, into graphics, and turn off the fog, so we'll disable that. There we go. Instantly, everything is a little bit greener, a little bit brighter, and it all just looks a little bit different. So this would have been how I was running it before. But I do like the fog settings. Oh man, there's a lot of things that need fixing. A lot of things that need fixed in the city. We will get to that eventually. We've put the fog back on again, enabled. There we go. And I think we need the volumetrics on as well. It's started to automatically turn that off there, I think. High. Yeah, I don't know what it was before, but there we go. Yeah, and it just makes it look like there's a layer of cloud smog sort of over the city. And I do use also as well up here time and weather anarchy. And depending on what I'm doing, I'll have a various layer, varying thick layer of cloud over the top as well, which adds that extra little bit of something. But I'm liking the way it looks. I think it looks a lot more British and realistic, and we're going to stick with it. So there we go. Well, I would say the ferries were a great success. The people loved them, and even all the bridges over the River Tees had no real complaints after their slight height adjustments. A huge shout out as always, and a thank you to all of my lovely patrons. You can see their names scrolling up the screen right now. I hope you're enjoying the new Foundry series alongside the Timberborn series on the new experimental branch with all the funky new stuff they've added. If you want to check that out, there's a link below. You can sign up for free to see what's going on and then make your decision after that. A special shout out to my latest 3 new patrons this week, Kasha, Nick Macris and Vainglorious Gaming. So I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you all very soon for some more Kettlewick.